Have you ever fought off a raiding party of Sohagin, or stared down the vertical eyes of an obelisk? If not, then likely you have never met the mighty Tritons, the proud protectors of the deepest sea of Domaris. My tribe, the Nalos, were the first of their kind to leave the elemental plane of water to fight against the aquatic monstrosities here on the prime material plane. My name is Proximus Midnight, Knight of the Mid-Seas. The Midnight Order are sworn defenders of the oceans, protecting the surface from what lies beneath. Recently, I have been chosen by my kingdom to become the 56th Royal Arbiter of Ula Saltsmile, the great Queen Mother of the Nalos. This is the highest honor a knight can achieve. For the glory of the great Queen Mother, for my people, the Nalos, and for the Knights of the Mid-Sea, I fight the greatest evil, smite the wicked, and exterminate my foes. If the enemies of the great Queen Mother wreak ruin on this world, I have no qualms in eradicating them by any means necessary. Secretly, and do not tell anyone, I am very excited to finally be allowed to journey to the surface. I cannot wait for the adventures that await me.
My name is Elios Kaligeros. I am a humble man from humble origins. I asked for nothing, wanted for nothing. Life was simple. Days spent training my body, evenings spent training my mind. Rare excursions off the monastery grounds to help fight against the evils that find their way onto the island. I always had a curious nature. My mentor Sophia encouraged this in me, even when it got me into trouble when I was young. Curiosity is your wick, she would tell me. You must keep it lit, so that your candle may brighten the world around you. And I did so every day, until one day my curiosity got the best of me, and I did a thing I should never have done, read something I should never have read, and learned something I should never have known. For the next week I suffered horrible nightmares, born of the knowledge I now possess. That's when Eula arrived. She named me Doomed, offered me protection, as well as a way to make the nightmares end. How was I to refuse? So it was that I came into her service. I go where she commands, in exchange for protection from the nightmares, all the while looking both ahead and behind me for the thing Krakens fear.
To those of Domaris, the merfolk who live under the waves are just like those who breathe air. Most see them as a sign of good luck and fortune with their beauty and kindness. They're the angels of the seas. But the oceans aren't always so kind. On those perfect nights when the storms rage against the waves and the world is full of chaos, beings of absolute powers are born. The merfolk call them sirens, and the only difference shown on the surface is their eyes. A siren's eyes churn like the storm-raged waves they're born of. When a siren comes into existence, they're forced to live in exile as the merfolk fear their power. Scarlett Shores grew up not knowing love or family. Her only desire was to be desired. By anyone. It wasn't until being captured and hauled onto the ship where she met Eula Saltsmile, a notorious sea hag, that Scarlett held a place in the world. With the pack sealed, Scarlett soon climbed her way through the ranks, quickly becoming the sea hag's favorite. It was no secret to anyone in the Hags League. Though, Scarlett keeps plenty of secrets and will often trade for them. So, tread carefully and always keep your eyes on me. If you don't, I may very well take them. Talk back, and your tongue will be mine too.
Oh, hey there, it's me, Wynni. Nobody calls me Benora except me mums, and if you were one of them, I wouldn't need to introduce myself. Well, and Eula does, I guess. And sometimes, you know what? You can call me whichever. They're both me. I'm just waiting here for the tides to shift and my next adventure to begin. You could argue life itself is an adventure, and I would say you're right. but also I mean an actual adventure. Mostly I do reclamation, searching the sunken cities for relics and forgotten memories. Some of these I keep, some I give away, some I return to those folk who lost them. Sure, I could tell you what I'm looking for at the moment, but I think I've learned my lesson about that. You'll probably hear about it next time I'm in the Fen anyway. Not that it's important, or direct from Eula herself or anything. I didn't say that. The point is, there's a great big ocean full of all sorts of stuff. Some of it has sharp teeth, and worse, maybe, but the good stuff? It's magical, and I wouldn't trade any of it for the safety of the surface. So I'll be back. Hard to say when. You know how the winds are, but you can bet I'll be back.
The waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. You hear a voice you have heard so many times before. The horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and innumerable horrors, of hopeful promises and dire warnings. And you feel her song. It was always there. Listen. Do you hear it? The wind is in your favor. The tide is rising. The sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls. Welcome to Horizon's Call, an oceanic campaign set in the homebrew world of Damaris. I'm your DM, Derek Sword. I am joined, as always, by these very lovely crew of individuals, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves and their characters ever so briefly right now. Than, if you would not mind starting us off, as always, on the right foot.
What up? I'm Than. I'm playing Elios. He's a human monk. Wears a mask, but he's not disfigured.
Very handsome, I believe we established.
Yeah, extremely. Painfully.
Painfully handsome. Just like you. Mikyl.
Hi, I'm Mikyl, and I'll be playing Proximus Midnight.
Who is also extremely painfully handsome. We have a very painfully handsome crew. Kaila.
Hi, I'm Kaila. I will be playing Scarlett Shores, your Siren Warlock.
And last but not least, Eva.
Hi, it's me, Eva. I'm playing Wynni, a sea elf artificer. And also your host this evening.
Yes, you are. I do know that you have well, of course, this is your channel. But yes, I know you also have a recap planned for us. But before we get to that, if you, dear sweet audience member, would like to participate in a way with our game, you can influence the way that things go in a couple of different ways. You can give advantages or crits to individual players as well as the group based on donations of actual just money, subscriptions, or bits. That is all within the chat. Also, with a donation of $30, you can introduce a black spot. It is a complication to the game ruled by me, the DM, that will put a little barrier or hindrance in front of the players. It might be a little bit more difficult combat, or it might mean that something extra happens. We'll see. Extra, yeah. Such as, yes, so far it has been magical storms and were sharks. So it's just for me to have a little bit of fun. But with all that said, thank you for joining us again for Horizon's Call. And now I will leave it to Wynni for the recap from last week.
Oh, hi. It's me, Wynni. As you probably know. It's fine. I did my hair a little different today, but don't mind me. Okay, so last time, I think you might know that we had found the Red Owl, which is sort of what we were looking for. It was like a big ship, and we were hoping to find a not so big boat ship. Scarlett told me one is the big one, one's the little one, but I think it's a ship. And we were looking for a littler box, chest thing, something that holds something important. Everyone was sort of dead or gone, And there was one survivor left, Jeffrey, who seemed a little scared, kind of nice. We rescued him because that's what we do. We're very helpful like that. The chest was not sort of where we thought it would be, though, and it seems like it had kind of gone over the side with most of the crew and the captain. I know the chest is the important part, but when I came out of the water for the very first time and like stood on land and like looked around, and there were some people there, and I always wondered what I looked like to them. And it turns out you can get sort of the same effect by watching someone, like a human, for example, go into the water for the very first time. Ilios handled it super nice. I think maybe we could work on his form a little bit, but for someone like breathing underwater for the first time, or I don't actually know how he's doing it, but he didn't drown. That's the important part. He managed to get down with the rest of us to the reef pretty well. So, you know, it would have been really nice if the chest had just been like sitting there. It wasn't. There was a bunch of like Kuatoa who weren't very friendly. They were actually kind of mean and maybe attacked us a little bit. And they had a giant crab friend, but Proximus made him our giant crab friend, which is nice because he was very nice and got out of the way of the chest, which we rescued. And like, maybe there was a little bit of fighting, it's fine. Weren't able to rescue the crew or the captain probably. But that's fine, I guess. I mean, it's not fine, it's kind of sad, but they weren't really our friends, probably. I don't think they like Eula very much. Anyway, we got back to the ship, and there was a lot of like talking, and look, Connery has a really hard job, so I think maybe he's a jerk because he's under a lot of pressure. I think he just kind of needs a vacation. I'm not going to tell him that because I'm worried he'd yell at me maybe, but maybe he'll leave a little anonymous note or something. Anyway, Sammy and I saw a giant Zaratan coming our way, so we did sort of have to leave the other ship behind, which I feel like is kind of a waste. Sammy said it wasn't a friend. I think maybe Sammy is to be trusted, but also like a Zaratan sounds like something I would want to be friends with. You know, it's just out on the sea on these ships, you know, tensions run high, and sometimes like you just look for friends where you can, and sometimes the friends you do have get a little stressed, and you know, sometimes you say things that you don't really mean, and the other person hopes that you don't really mean them, but you don't really know until it's over, and I don't know, maybe the tides will change, you know? I know that's a little vague, but I don't really want to think about it much anymore. Also, Jeffrey was sort of a wereshark, which I feel like would have been nice to tell us, so we had to kill him. And now we're sleeping. No, there's none of this. He was definitely a wereshark. I saw that.
He was. You didn't have to kill him. You had a lycanthrope antidote.
I think he would have been mad if I just, like, shoved him full of some sort of serum. What do I know? Do we have a
Is
cleric?
Wynni going to mention that she got bit?
We could, like, resurrect him and ask.
Uh-huh. Is Wynni going to mention that she got bit twice by a wereshark?
That's between her and Constance, I think, and I don't like your tone.
That's fine.
Okay.
This is essentially Wynni just arguing with her inner voice at this point.
Yep. It's fine. It's fine.
It is fine. You're doing a great job, Wynni.
Yeah. Winnie's gonna try and sleep it off, and then she'll talk to Constance in the morning.
Wonderful. With that, the thing that Wynni wouldn't necessarily be aware of is that Scarlett got a particular message in her tone. A rather loud message, if writing can be loud, scrolled across every single page. In frantic handwriting, the ink blotted from page to page, running through. There's 3 words. Open the chest. But we're not going to start with Scarlett's Night. Because as the party begins to bed down, strange dreams come to them all. Let's begin with Elios. Elios, your eyes close after an incredibly long day of physical exertion, hitting the water. You begin to drift off. And as your mind hits the realm of dreams and your ethereal nature drifts to that other plane, you begin to have a bit of a memory. And it's a memory that has probably plagued you over the past few weeks. You're standing in the library, in your monastery, the island that you called home for so long, island of Denisi. And you find yourself standing in the restricted section. You've known for such a long time that the books here held immense power, but the curiosity pulled you towards them. And you feel your fingers drifting across the leather covers till you come to one that just catches. Almost seems like, you meant to keep your hand going, but it catches on this one book. And without even meaning to, you pull it off the shelf. And it opens, and before you can stop yourself, you begin reading. And you read about something immense and powerful and ancient before people or time, something that has always been and always will be. And you read this thing's name, and in that moment, you look up and you see your mentor. And she's standing there. You see Cassandra, and her face just is pure shock and disappointment and horror and sadness as she realizes that you've done something that can't be undone. The dream shifts at this point. This up to this point has been a memory, but as you look back down to the book, darkness rises from it, and it grabs you and it pulls you into the ink of the pages itself. And as your eyes open again, you see yourself surrounded by water, endless water, deep and dark, and yet you can see just fine. You're not drowning, but the pressure is immense. You can feel it crushing around you, and you see something moving in the water towards you, undulating, with countless limbs and massive pincers. And this thing, as it gets closer and closer, you realize that it is beyond immense. It's larger than the largest kraken. It expands seemingly forever, this serpentine figure. And you know it sees you, and you know it sees you even though it has no eyes. And it's coming for you. And in the last moments, before you awake, it finds you, and it takes you. We will shift over now to Proximus. Proximus, your dreams are also incredibly plagued. Your dreams, you don't even realize that you've actually gone to sleep when the dream actually takes over. Change your music here. Intense. Proximus, you Where are you sleeping now? I guess I should ask that. You were sleeping in a closet. Are you actually sleeping on a bed now?
Yeah, I'm sleeping in a bed.
Okay.
I took the top bunk because I just like to be high.
Sure. So, Proximus, you lay your head down in this top bunk, and it isn't long where you realize that someone's standing next to you, staring at you. And at first, you think maybe it's Elios, maybe it's Wynni, maybe it's even Scarlett. Maybe Scarlett wants something, I don't know. You look over and you see Captain Callisto. And her eyes are absolutely black as night. And she stands there unmoving, not even seemingly breathing. Do you say or do anything?
Captain, what is it that you want?
Her head just kind of tilts a little bit. And her hand reaches out and she grabs you by the throat and she rips you from your bed. And holding you aloft, this smaller individual to you, holding your feet above the ground, choking the air from you. For someone who has always been able to breathe regardless of the environment that you're in, this might be a novel experience, but Proximus finds himself not even choking, but drowning in a way. You can feel your lungs filling with something that is inky and dark, and she carries you out to the deck of the ship, and she carries you to the bow, and she holds you over. And as your eyes adjust to the immense darkness around you, you can see the storms are raging in the sky, and the water around you is as black as her eyes, and it is churning. And it's not water. It's something dark. And she looks to you, her eyes staring deep into yours. And she says, I was like you once. I gave myself to her. I will never be able to fix that. I will never, ever be able to rest. If I can save you, if I can give you an ounce of hope, and with that, she just releases her hand with your legs draped over the side of the ship, and you fall into the black water. And it fills your gills, and it fills your lungs. And before long, the darkness just fully encompasses you. And you breathe it in, and you realize that this darkness has now become part of you. And last is Wynni. Wynni, you don't sleep the way that others do. You trance. Trancing for elves is different than dreaming. It is a way for the mind to expand itself and to relive moments and explore possibilities. You don't necessarily go fully into the dream realm like other mortals do. And your mind drifts to a familiar memory, an important one for you. And it's the memory that you have of finding your workshop. And Wynni, you have the memory of being outside of the city of Almira, the sunken city of Almira, a place that before the cataclysm held immense wonders and treasures, and the streets were filled with laughter. You would know none of this. It was a place of treasure hunting, especially for someone as an explorer like you, finding new, shiny, magical things. It's as you're exploring Almira that a slight shift in the foundation of a hillside collapses. And you watch as the rocks kind of drift through the water and collapse down. And exposed from that small earthquake is a hatch of some kind. And in your curiosity, you go to that hatch and open it. It's not locked. It's pressurized. It has kind of the wheel opening. And you step into a small chamber. You close the hatch behind you. Another hatch in front of you opens. And you step into the workshop of an artificer. You wouldn't know that at the time. Workbenches, proper ventilation, tools of the trade, chemicals and wrenches and screwdrivers, everything an artificer could possibly need to create or build. And you find a set of goggles. And quickly you put them on. What does Wynni do when she first discovers this?
Ooh, she would do a quick tour of kind of taking in the big spots, the workbench area, the chemical area, kind of in wonder at these strange things that she's never come across before, but also the treasure hunter part of her brain is going to circle back around and kind of more methodically start going through things, not looking for anything specific, but just anything specifically of interest, if that makes sense, like notes or tradable things or weird shiny things.
Sure. Weird shiny things aplenty, and probably for Wynni, chemicals and vials being something relatively new for someone who's lived under the water. Not a lot of health potions can be drunk easily when you're already breathing in a liquid as it is. Wynni, it says you're kind of going through even paperwork, which would be rare to you. That your hand grabs the edge of a box, just the handle of it. And in that moment, another hand appears and grabs you on the wrist. And you feel an icy grip as it passes directly through your hand. And there next to you is an elderly human woman. But as your eyes kind of adjust to her, you realize you can see through her. She looks to you and she's, "Who are you? What are you doing here?"
Oh, hi. I didn't know anyone lived here. I'm Wynni. I was just exploring, but I didn't mean to be rude. I can be going now if you want.
Wynni, you have the memory of meeting your mentor, the first artificer you ever knew. And I apologize to Than and Elios. Your mentor's name is Cassandra. Elios's is Sophia. Sorry, got mixed up on my Greek women's names. So, Cassandra. Your first meeting with her was...
Sophia.
Mine is Cassandra.
Yours is Cassandra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elios is Sophia. Wynni's is Cassandra. I will do better. Yeah.
You get it eventually. It's fine.
Not confusing at all.
No.
Not even a little bit. No, they don't even sound the same. They really don't. Cassandra.
You should play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's what you should do.
I absolutely should. I feel like we're getting off track. Cassandra, over time, you will come to learn that this was her workshop. That she, in a way, foresaw the cataclysm and built this workshop also as a vault. Eva, I think your microphone's coming down.
Yep.
Okay. You would learn that she stayed here for as long as she could until her lifespan gave out. And she still resides here. But there's an excitement to her when she meets you, because she realizes that she has a like mind, someone who is also creative and questions everything and wants to discover and learn and make, and she teaches you everything that she can. Your trance memory fast forwards to the last time that you visited that vault. Cassandra is waiting there as always, smile on her face as you appear, as the apparition of her takes shape and passes through the workbenches and moves about excitedly, showing you the notes that she has, the chalkboard that she's tried her best to write on.
Wynni, I think I've taught you everything that I could. Winora, there is one thing left. The one thing that's kept me here. If you could...
She motions to the box that on the very first day your hand went to, that she stopped you from grabbing. And she gestures for you to open it. And as you do, it's a relatively small box, latch on it, but it's not locked. There is a golden disc inside. It's about a little bit bigger than the palm of your hand. And it has it's like a point in the center. A few attachments, strange symbols all around the outside, that there's almost an outer ring to it.
Winora, this is the oldest thing I've ever been able to find. I believe it came from a people who existed before even the gods on this planet. It is the last mystery that I have, and I give this mystery to you. I trust that if anyone can discover its true meaning, it is you. Will you do this for me, Wynni? Will you?
I will do my best.
I know you will. Take what I have given you. Go out into the world and do good. You have such good in you.
I try.
It's all anyone can ask. Goodbye, Winora. It has been my greatest honor.
And with that, she goes in for a hug. And you feel just a little bit of cold as her arms wrap around you. And then she's gone.
Oh,
Her task passed to you.
oh no. I'm a miss her.
Okay. With that, we go to Scarlett. Scarlett, you stand in your cabin. No one else's. Yours. You have the chest that you've recovered from the Red Owl. You have your tome ordering you to open it. What do you do?
I do as I'm told. I open the chest.
It opens. Slight hiss. Sealed airtight. No water inside. Inside is a golden disc. About the size of your palm. It has a hole at the center. And it is glowing. Wynni, you awake from your trance to find your disc in your hand. You don't awake in the hold or in the room. You awake in the doorway of Scarlett's room, holding out your disc to her. Your eyes open. Scarlett, you turn back, and you see Wynni standing there.
Wynni? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I closed the chest. Nothing that concerns you?
I don't think that's true.
What do you have there?
I think something that goes with what you have there. I would like a better look at it, of course, but I'm guessing it's not a whole thing.
If I show this to you, no one else knows.
No one else knows.
I'll turn the chest around to Wynni and open it. Present the gold disc to her.
I would like to investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
Wynni will reach out kind of hesitantly, just like make sure this isn't some sort of trick. But then once her hand is maybe like a hand's breadth away, she'll kind of snatch it. And once it's in her hand, I thought you weren't supposed to open the chest.
I was given instructions to open it.
Okay. Well, let's see what we've got. I'd like to check and see how it's similar or different from mine. Are they still glowing? Do they like being closer
yes.
together?
As you bring them closer together, they glow more intensely. And there is definitely a pull between them that you can feel as you are holding it out.
It's like they're friends, Scarlett. Look at that.
Go ahead and roll for investigation.
11.
They are definitely similar. Objectively so. The runes are absolutely similar. No language that you would know. Language that you probably looked at 100 times maybe since you got a hold of this item and have kept it on your person, this mystery.
I would like
The pin at the center of your item very clearly fits the hole on the other.
I'd like to smush them together like pieces of a sandwich then, please. With no filling.
Keith.
Bread. Two pieces of bread. Yes. Yes. Does anything happen?
You slide the disc onto the pin.
I'm gonna put my goggles on for that, though.
Are you?
just
like a true scientist.
Yeah.
PPE, everybody.
They're glowing.
They click together with almost a magnetic attraction. And you watch as the primary disc spins as the outer disc of your original item spins counterclockwise until they lock into place. And the glowing stops.
Okay, so it's a thing. It's one thing that's multiple pieces, and now the multiple pieces are together. Although, Nope. Not really doing much besides sticking together and not glowing anymore. Wynni will poke it.
When you go ahead and roll investigation again with advantage.
21.
When you would notice that there is the center kind of peg of your item is still somewhat exposed, and that there is an indent in the disc that Scarlett had that added to yours, indicating that there is a missing piece to this item.
You don't happen to have another one of these laying around, do you? Maybe? I feel like it might have come up before now if
Just
you did.
this.
But, okay. So we have a genuine grade A thing on our hands.
With the 21, Wynni, you would recognize kind of the general structure of this item.
As an astrolabe?
It is an astrolabe. Astrolabes are commonly used in nautical travel. They are able to basically figure out your position based on the stars.
Yeah.
But this one is not complete. It's missing. On an astrolabe is almost like a giant pocket watch sized disc. And the most important piece of it is a supporting bar. That is what you match up to 2 different points on either side of the circle. And then you match that up to a star, and that will tell you navigationally where you are. You are missing that navigational bar.
Okay, so we need more of it. What were you supposed to do when you opened the chest? Just see what's in there?
Well, I had our instructions to open it. Can I take out the tome and write back into it?
Sure. Yeah. As you pick your tome back up and you open the pages, they've changed. The instructions are different now. It is no longer the frantic handwriting of open the chest. There is instead the sweetly worded message from Eula. Your spells and all of your little letters to you have resumed their place, but there's a new one now. Scarlett, darling, I do apologize for the frantic writing before. I was in a state, and you know how I am when that happens. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate that, darling. I had worried that this would happen. You understand that this is why I sent Wynni with you this time. She had the other key piece, but as I can see, there's another piece missing. And fortunately, I've located it. At least I think I have. You need to set sail for Shacklebreak. And yes, I know, I've always told you never to go there, but these are extenuating circumstances. Go there, find Ogden. You know him, Ogden Ironsback. He should have the final piece. Do whatever you have to get it from him. And do send my regards, my sweetest ones. Thank you, darling. You know I'm counting on you. Don't fail me. And love, Eula Salt Smile.
Easy assignment, my ass. I know the other part is Wynni.
Should we go there? What
I
time
need
of
to
day
speak.
is it? Night? Still? Morning? Early morning?
It is definitely night. Yeah. Your trance was interrupted by your somnambulism. But it only takes 4 hours. You could.
So.
That's honestly fine. Your trance takes 4 hours.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
else needs to sleep for 8 except for Scarlett.
Fine.
So you still have plenty of time for that.
Wynni is going to kind of idly poke at her side where she got scraped last night, sucking a deep breath. Well, shall we go talk to the captain? Connery? You're better at talking to Connery.
I'm going directly to Callisto for this. I know she's still at the helm. Do you want to come or do you want to stay?
No, I'll come. It's weird being in your room without you here, honestly. Not that I'm usually in your room without you here, mind you.
I was wondering. All right. Shall we?
Let's.
You make your way to the helm. It's still nighttime. It's actually a pretty clear night. Stars are shining down. There's a soft breeze that is filling the sails. And Callisto is at her point on the helm, and you find your way up there. The night crew is a skeleton crew, not literally. You do have to specify that in D&D, I guess. But you find your way to Callisto's side, staring unblinkingly forward. And that's kind of the weird thing about standing at the helm. A lot of people don't realize you can't see anything from the helm. Your gaze is blocked by sails, but Callisto stares forward as if she can see perfectly what lies ahead. And she doesn't acknowledge your presence, but you know that she is aware of you.
Captain?
Captain?
What is it?
We have a new direction we need to go to.
She actually turns towards you with this.
We need to go to Shacklebreak. Immediately.
Aye, aye. And the wheel spins drastically as she changes the heading. And you begin to... I'm not going to make you do a survival check. You begin to head southwest.
How long until you think we'd be there?
She breathes out. It's not even that cold, but there is mist which comes out of her mouth. It's actually, you realize, one of the first times you've ever seen her breathe. Less than a day.
Wonderful. Notify me immediately.
Just turns back.
There. All right. Okay. Have a good rest of your night.
I think we need to go tell the boys.
Yeah, probably. Oh, do you want to go? I'll go first. Wynni
You can go first.
starts making her way back down into the lower decks.
Yes, Wynni? No? Okay. Wynni and Scarlett, you find your way to the boys' dormitory, I guess. You knock on the door. Elios and Proximus, you are startled from your nightmares. And you both awaken to the knocking.
What is that?
I jump out and swing the door open.
Hi, it's us.
Wakey, wakey. We've got the change of
You
plans.
just see Proximus in the back. He falls off of the top bunk because he's not used to sleeping up high.
I used to like
just
sleeping
falls
with
with the
gravity.
clunk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just like floating down.
Thump. What is going on?
Got a change of plans.
Great. What is it?
We have set course for Shacklebreak. There's someone we need to find.
Cool.
How Does Shacklebreak mean anything to at least Wynni?
Yeah, Wynni, go ahead and roll history.
Yeah, what does Scarlett know about Shacklebreak?
Scarlett, roll history with advantage.
Elios don't know shit.
Yeah, Elliot's approximate. Don't roll shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm going to use one of my advantages because
21.
23. That was a good choice. Good choice.
You both would be aware that Shacklebreak is Shacklebreak is a pirate's haven. Whereas the Fen, the Black Fen, is a place specifically for those who serve Eula and has a sort of reputation to it, even a magical quality to it. It is specifically for pirates who are in service to Eula Saltsmile. Shacklebreak, on the other hand, is a major trading hub for pirates. It is a place where pirates can fence their ill-gotten goods. It is a place where the law and order of more civilized places does not find its way. But that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a lawless place. It is a place where pirate law takes over, the law of the sea, the law of equality and general justice, not one bound by bureaucracy. It is run by Ogden Ironsback, who you would know has a reputation as a notorious pirate who then retired from the sea and built just this island paradise for those who he thought represented true freedom on the ocean. You would also know that Ogden Ironsback is not exactly on the friendliest of terms with Eula. He is a competitor, some might say.
So what is this place?
Shacklebreak is very similar to the Fen, but
It's a lot nicer, really.
I was going to say a
God,
little
no
rough
offense.
around the edges, but you know.
I mean, people are a little less, scared.
We need to talk to Ironsback. He's got what we need. Though, he's not going to be happy when we show up.
Why?
So this is not a friendly place for us.
Wouldn't say it's hostile, but I would also keep your eye out.
What exactly do we need?
When he showed him.
Winnie's just gonna hold out the disc.
We're missing one more piece.
Yeah. It's a glowy astrolabe.
Wynni
Hey,
apparently
what?
had one half, and the other half was in that chest.
It's not glowing right now, obviously.
Why do...
I thought we were not to open the chest.
I was given instruction to open the chest, and then further instruction of where we could find the third piece.
It's very old.
I was not given the reason why we have to do this. I was only told that we have to do this.
Excellent.
I mean, if you want to ask Eula, probably figure out how to do that. I'm more interested in what this thing does with a third piece.
No, it is apparent that Scarlett is under Eula's favor. We'll follow her.
Smart choice.
Like we have a choice.
Right.
Glad you acknowledged that.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with you.
That doesn't raise questions or anything.
Was that the internal dialogue again, Wynni? Outside?
Yeah, inside, outside
Yes.
voice. I don't think she
Yeah.
grasps that.
It is okay.
It's okay. Yeah, no,
We have all been through many things recently.
it's actually kind of nice knowing people's actual thoughts all the time and not
Is it
hiding them,
still
Yeah.
and he
inside
looks
if
over
it's
at
in a
Scarlett.
ship?
I can guarantee you don't want to know what's going on in my head right now.
What was that, Eva?
I think it's puppies.
That's
The state of the puppies is questionable. What was the thing you said before, Eva?
About it if it's inside, if you're in a ship.
God damn it. Okay, that was so worth it.
It was absolutely not.
All right. We will fast forward to the morning unless there is anything else any of you wanted to do.
You all have a good night's sleep. I'm gonna go see if Constance is up.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay.
Need to make sure you're okay.
Man, I feel fine. It just like there's a little bit of like, burning where there probably shouldn't be, like on the wound, not like, oh god, I started to say that and I was immediately full of regret for some reason. But like it let's just go talk to Constance.
Yes, please.
You find your way to the infirmary. The door is closed. Are you knocking or just walking in? I actually know the answer for each character. I
Still
just
the
want to
middle
see
of
who
the
says
night?
it first.
I'll knock.
I was
Oh,
gonna
wow,
knock
okay,
too,
that
'cause
is
it's
surprising
the
as-
polite thing
okay.
to do, apparently. And there's no windows to look in to see if she's sleeping. So
There's not. She very clearly is, as a very sleepy Constance kind of opens the door just slightly, rubbing the sleep from her eyes. Yes, I'm sorry, I was having a dream about amputations. Are you injured? And she looks down and sees your bite.
I'm not
That's
injured.
yes. No,
And yeah, Wynni will absolutely, because she probably didn't like put all the layers on when she was sleepwalking. She's just gonna like lift the side of her shirt and be like, "Look what I got."
Yeah, you certainly have something there. Come in. And she'll sit you down on one of the tables. Oh, what? I thought you came back aboard just fine. I don't remember you encountering a shark. This is very clearly a shark bite.
We had the prisoner who turned out to be a wereshark.
He had teeth, and he
Oh.
had like the. It was not a good time, but it
It
just
bit
like,
Wynni.
yeah.
Okay. She goes like scrambling through some drawers. Wynni, she's scrambling through. Do you want? I guess autonomy and all that. Do you want to become a wereshark at some point? I have to ask. I legally have to ask this question.
Sorry, it's just like the whole law thing is kind of funny in this situation. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. How long do I have to decide? Am I gonna be a wereshark now?
No, you have until I believe the next full moon, at which point you will turn into a wereshark and, I mean, likely try to take a bite out of whoever is next to you.
What if it was a nice shark? Scarlett, I would be a nice shark, don't you think?
I don't think you get the choice.
Lycanthropy is one of these things. She's flipping through a textbook right now, and she kind of puts it in your lap as she goes back to rifling through the drawer. For those who are able to be a lycanthrope for a period of time, you can eventually learn to control the quote-unquote beast within. But the earlier days are somewhat violent. So unless you are looking forward to being put inside of a silver cage every full moon for about a year so that you don't eat your friends and family?
It's weird up here on the surface. Is that 12 months or 13 months?
It is 10 months.
That's not so bad, Scarlett. What do you think?
Wynni, we don't have a silver cage, nor do we have time for this.
And I guess I can already swim, and I can already bite.
Wonderful. I don't think this is something that we need.
No, I just
Perfect.
mostly it just kind of like the itches in it.
She spins around very quickly and just jabs something into your arm.
Oh!
Very much like the syringe potion bottle that you had found before.
That's one way to do it.
It's the best way to do it.
I barely felt it.
Congratulations, you no longer are cursed with lycanthropy.
Thanks. I think probably.
It's much appreciated.
Yes, try not to get bit again. I only have one more of these, so I should restock.
That's okay. I have one.
Oh,
No, I just thought there was something you could do for the ouchiness part of it. There was more the
Take it.
ouchiness than the like part.
your priorities are... It's fine.
Wildly out of order.
Get some rest, and you should mechanically be fine in the morning.
I hope so, because I already hit the button.
All right. Dawn comes. You all get your long rest, though awakened and interrupted by nightmares. That I will say for Proximus and Elios, the rest of your dreams are not memorable. You go back to sleep and you don't fall into the nightmare again, but you still remember it when you wake up. Wynni, you resume your trance. Get your long rest. Who holds on to the astrolabe? Okay.
I would probably be trying to fiddle with it in a non-destructive manner, just to explore more.
The discs will turn. Kind of a why can I not think of the show with the gate that spins? Why can I not think of the
Stargate.
Stargate? Yeah, that one. I was thinking Sliders. Nope, not that one. Yeah, it's different symbols with kind of like a key point at the top. You can kind of spin those around. Like I said, you're still not sure what the symbols actually refer to. The inner disc will spin as well. And even though they are not like necessarily, that bar, that pin isn't on, but still the discs won't actually separate. You might even try to like pull them apart, but pretty solidly connected. Right. So you have less than a day. I will say, so to the audience, the players did level up to 2 levels. Mikyl, is there a physical difference to Proximus now?
At this point, nothing really changed.
Okay. Probably feels a change more than anything else.
Yeah. Scared.
Yeah.
Elios, is it time for our workout today?
Yeah, we woke up, so it's time.
Let's
go.
Okay. All right.
Out the door, and I'm jogging.
So without his armor, he's gonna go just with his. Yep. Oh, okay. I'm. You have to slow down for me. I'm not used to this movement.
I slow down.
And he starts jogging as fast as he can, but kind of awkwardly. Kind of like a cartoon where his lower half is in front of his upper half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His feet are just a circle.
Yeah.
So you're on 100-foot ship.
Yeah.
Are you just like running around the deck? Are you going up to the forecastle? And
I'm going just all over. Just
okay.
I'm just picking a route as I go. I don't know my route yet.
The tortoise and the hare. I'm just chasing.
Yes, the route of 100-foot ship. I mean, it's the twists and turns are manic.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm going like upstairs, downstairs, wherever.
Just
Nice.
like running to one end, touching, running to the other end, touching.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and both of you roll athletics.
$21.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Okay.
This won't
you
happen
both-
in combat, guys. Sorry.
Thanks to your workout, you both get advantage on all strength checks for the rest of the day.
That down.
I will apply that to acrobatics as well because Elios is very muscular, lean muscle. All right. So with that, the rest of the day passes. Is there anything Scarlett or Wynni wanted to do?
Wynni would like to make one of her mystery elixirs.
Yeah.
I would like to point out that she still has her antlers.
She does. Speaking of, Wynni, you can take another swig of your Havoc's Tonic of Chaos.
I'm aware I sure can.
Okay.
Just because one can doesn't mean one should.
Yep. That seems more like a celebratory, we made it sort of beverage. Yeah, she'd like to do one of her elixirs and try and investigate what it is.
Okay.
And no one else has had anything that I gave them, right?
Nobody else has imbibed of anything. So let me get to that table. There we go. Okay. Okay. I don't remember the ones that you've made before.
I have the number, like the...
Yeah, what are the numbers?
I don't know. It's the quantity. It's not like the number that you rolled.
Okay.
So
remind me of the quantity, though, because I do remember a couple of them.
Proximus has one, and I had only made one. Scarlett has something I made two of.
Yes.
Elios has something I made three of.
Yes.
I do?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, you have a mystery elixir.
Oh.
I
Write that down
did
now.
find it. Okay. So
It probably won't kill you.
probably not.
It's probably going to be super helpful.
I don't think you have made this one before, but as always, you can make an intelligence check. Did we say Arcana? We can say this is magical. Go ahead and make an Arcana check and DC 20.
We're just going to live with the mystery.
Are we?
No, we're going to use an advantage. I'm curious. 21.
Okay. Yep, Wynni, you can actually tell what this one is. This is a fun one. This, you're pretty sure, and you don't know the exact effects of it, but this will change the person that drinks it, physically. Not permanently, but it has a sort of transmutation kind of... Actually, what kind of magic is this? It is transmutation. It is definitely transmutation in nature and would definitely affect the person that drinks it.
I'm going to carefully label it as such.
Okay. Yes, for Eva's sake, this is a potion of transformation. Okay. Did you want to drink from Havoc's?
Before we get to shore.
Okay.
Not like right now.
Any last things from Scarlett?
Scarlett's just going to walk around the ship, observing. Okay, kind of keeping an eye on things.
Sure. Yeah, the ship seems to be running in fine order as far as things go. Callisto's taking her place. Connery next to her, arms actually held behind his back. You don't see much of Sammy. As you look up, he's probably in the crow's nest. Not a lot of repairs necessarily needing done. See Trosha every now and then, just, bringing a bundle of rope or chain or whatever goods.
And Scarlett's really just making sure that her presence is known.
Certainly. Is there a specific place on the... So you said she's walking around, but is there a place that she is going to post up?
No, she doesn't stay at one place very long.
Okay.
Just constantly moving.
As you walk around, go ahead and roll. Are you being intimidating, or are you...
No, not necessarily. Just walking about.
Go ahead and just roll charisma then.
Nine. I'm gonna re-roll that because I can't just have a natural 5. That wasn't much better. That's a 13.
As you're walking around, most of the sailors kind of just go about their business. They don't they make sure that you can walk through. They will wait for you to pass before they move something in front of you. But you do notice just a few of them kind of catch your eye and just nod to you. Just a little bit of respect. All right. It's getting to be near the late afternoon when you hear a call from Sammy from the crow's nest. And he shouts down below, "Well, almost there. Shacklebreak ahead." And you all look towards the bow of the ship where an island is becoming ever closer, or you're becoming ever closer to it. And as it becomes more and more into view, you see sandy beach, a lively town. It almost has a bay, which is encompassed on all sides with an entry point. And on both sides of this entry point are crenellations. There's a wall essentially built, this very old-looking fortress built into it with, from what you get closer and see, cannons peeking out. Cannons are actually a relatively new invention, especially since ship travel has become more and more and more a part of this world. Ballista and catapults have made way for artillery. Artillery using gunpowder. And you can see the defenses of this city are built into the very structure of the island itself. And the ship moves into the bay. It takes a wide berth from all of the other ships. There are numerous other ships. It's a very, very large bay. And you see numerous other ships flying the flags of... You might recognize some of them as other pirates, others you might not recognize. And there are a variety of ships. You see elven ships, which have almost a living wood to their structure. You see dragonborn ships, which are easily identifiable. They have a very unique structure to them with these wide dragon mastheads to them and these large triangular sails. And you would know them to be these very important merchant ships. And you see one of the more unique things. You see dwarven ships, which primarily sail beneath the waters. And you see a few of them have actually surfaced. And there are these large metal structures, cylindrical in design, with these heavily designed dwarven faces kind of built into the bow of them. And the anchor drops on the Innocents, and a longboat begins to be prepared to set for the land. And you all have the right to be on that first longboat.
Get ready, crew. You're in for a treat.
Proximus is like walking up the stairs with like a handful of plates. Like as he was like eating and he was coming up, he missed all of this. He just comes up and is like, "Oh, this is." I was very hungry. I'm sorry. The workout, you know. Okay. I'm sorry.
Finish up.
Was carb loading.
Finish up. We've got a pirate island to crash.
He just hands it to somebody.
Wynni will pick off, like, if there's, like, a nice-looking morsel of something. She'll just be like, ooh.
Just so I have the opportunity to introduce this NPC, a massive female gnoll comes up behind you and just, you can't take my plates from the galley. And she's like just trying to grab them back. Big paw
I am
hands.
sorry. You are a great cook. I really enjoy this nice food. Thank you. Sorry.
There, we introduced Honey. All right, you all.
Thank you again, Honey. Bye.
Oh, I have a very important character. You'll see me again. I'm crucial to the plot.
That is a weird thing to say.
This crew just makes me question everything more and more each day.
I'm right there with you. We agree on something.
I'm the linchpin of this entire story.
The surface world is such an odd place for me.
So strange. It doesn't get better.
Right? Yeah.
Just
All right.
wait.
Wynni's gonna scratch. her
Everyone get in the
fingers
boat.
as she says that. And she'll take a swig of her elixir, her undiluted chaos elixir. As she gets, it's like her thing now. Like when she disembarks the innocents.
Eva rolled at D100.
Oh, I forgot it's a thing.
And this is your chaos. This is
28.
28. Wynni, you can use a bonus action to shed bright light for 10 feet and dim light for 10 more. Go ahead and roll a d8.
That's not an 8. Hang on. Where's my D8? It's a 1.
You may do this for 1 day.
Cool.
Ooh.
Wait, but once she does it, is it like continuous light? Like she can't turn it back off?
It says bonus action.
But like once you like engage it, can you turn it back off?
Or does it last all day?
It's like a glow stick. It's only like a one-time use.
Wynni glow stick.
I almost want to say it like Wynni from
Like
the center of your antlers, like an angler fish, like just dangle, just pops out.
Yes.
Nice.
I will say you can turn it off as a bonus action.
Cool.
Okay. So you all begin to move towards the land. The boat is rowed by the same individual who actually rowed you from the fen to the Innocents the first time, the tongueless individual. I am very nice. You're absolutely right, Tiny. Thank you. And you make it to the docks. The docks are absolutely just bustling with activity. There are some longboats you see from other ships where the sailors didn't even wait for the ship to actually get to land before they jumped out and swam their way to the sandy beach. You can see sailors who have probably been out at sea for months at a time, perhaps longer. Some of them are bringing in goods that they have acquired. Many of them are making their way for the tavern, and there are tents set up all along the beach as well, with a number of merchantry, tanners and fishmongers and shipwrights and anyone else that might be like your first stop for repairing your ship. There are wagons to carry the goods further into town. You see that this island is kind of set up like a hill, with these finer looking houses kind of built at the top, actually built into the fortress itself. The fortress encompasses the entire island. And then the rest of the town are just these brightly colored ramshackle buildings. It has a very different energy from the fen. This mire, this swamp of thrown together buildings on stilts. This is a town of music and life. And as you all get off on the dock and your boots hit the wooden planks, you can see that there are a group of individuals walking towards you. And leading them is a large individual, a dragonborn. Not a typical dragonborn. At first you think is that a turtle? No. It has a shell. No, it's a dragon turtle-born. And this large individual with an eye patch, because of course he does, has a bit of a limp to his leg, steps forward with a big, wide, toothy grin, and he throws his arms out and says, "Welcome to Shacklebreak." And with that, we're going to take our break. We are going to take our shackle break. Thank you all for joining us so far. We will be back in about 10 minutes. And I forgot to remind you earlier on accident. If you start a hype train, I have to sing a sea shanty. So bear that in mind. Thank you all. Stick around. We will be right back. Cross
Eggplant?
swords
Yes.
emoji.
Eggplant emoji.
There it is.
Orgasm.
Cross swords emoji.
Welcome back, friends.
Oh, hi. I guess I have to like do stuff now. Fine. I was just having fun with webcast here, everybody. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Horizon's Call, an oceanic campaign set in the homebrew world of Damaris. We just left off with the party getting to the pirate haven of Shacklebreak, whereupon they were welcomed by who they can only assume to be Ogden Ironsback, the owner, proprietor, head pirate, chief governor titles of this island. Yeah, so is there anything? He has just welcomed you all to Shacklesbreak. He has a small entourage of other large pirates with him.
Scarlett is standing very tall. We just...
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how else to
Where are those
explain
shoulders?
that. She'll go up to him.
He puts out a big, scaly, clawed hand. Scarlet Shores, I'm assuming.
So you've heard of me. She'll take his hand and shake it.
He grips it, not like overly hard or anything. There's actually like a joviality to him. And he just shakes your hand, gives you the good old like pirate grip, like around the wrist, just to see if you got any knives there. Not realizing that you have like a fucking octopus tattoo that could hurt him a lot more than a knife. And he then turns to the rest of you and he bows widely towards all of you. My name is Ogden Ironsback. Welcome to my island.
Hi, I'm Wynora Evandriel. You can call me Wynni.
And I will do
Proximus
just
Midnight.
that.
Nice to meet you.
Proximus. A pleasure.
Introducing, hi, Elios.
Okay then.
Yeah.
These are my sailmates.
And you are all my guests. I'm going to be quite honest. Seeing the flag of Eula Salt Smile sailing into my bay is not something I see ever. So I thought it might be time for me to come down from my hill, as it were, and invite you all personally. And he kind of pulls you and Scarlett a little bit closer, and like big draconic snout in your ear goes, "What the fuck are you doing on my island?"
You know,
And then kind of leans back and just smiles again.
Did my passive pick that up?
What is your passive?
16. Oh, I didn't put it on the thing.
Let's see how sneaky you can be. Yeah, I picked it up.
You know, I wouldn't be here without good reason. But they thought it was about time for me to pay a visit to your island. You know, as friends.
Actually, Elios, I didn't realize he had a +10 to stealth. So you maybe saw that his expression changed. We'll say that, but you didn't pick up on all of the words.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it might have just been like something about ducks on an island. Duck Island? Yeah. So, business, is it, Scarlett?
In a way. Maybe we should discuss in a more private setting.
Wonderful idea. Please. And he kind of gestures for you all, and the kind of entourage behind him parts, and he gestures upwards on the hill through the town to the mansion fort at the top. As I said, you were all my guests. Shall we?
Lead the way.
And as you all move through, the other kind of pirates all fall in around you, and it's not threatening, but there is one that kind of like takes the back. There are several on the sides. And as you are moving through these cobblestone streets, people part out of the way. And Ogden is just kind of just jovially just gesturing to this business or that. I'm very proud. This building, actually, the one that used to be here, burned down last year, but we built a much finer establishment where all of the men, this is our general store, and you can find anything you want here. And this is the tavern. You can find the best drinks in all the seas here in this particular tavern. And that is also a tavern. And that is also, we have options, is what I'm trying to say. As far as, yes, yeah, you were raising your hand.
I was going to say, do I get a general sense that as people part and we flow through this, I assume crowd of people, not really crowd, but, as we go through the people and they move out of their way, do I get a sense that they are of the same demeanor that he's trying to project? Are they all cool, or are all they like moving out of the way like they're scared? Or
yeah, go
are
ahead.
they timid or
Just roll
meek,
for
or
insight.
are they just living their life?
Certainly, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead and just roll for insight, just a vibe check.
Yeah, I'd like to vibe check the entire island, please. That is
Vibe check this island.
natural 19 for a 25.
Cool. Yeah, it is not fear, which is kind of what you would almost expect, because that was the vibe of the Fen, was people who were scared of Eula. There are probably a couple of people who see Ogden coming and might just like duck out the way or like hide their faces, but most of the people, it's more out of respect than anything else. And then some folk, it's just that, hey, here's a large group of moving people, let's part the way. It's almost like you are a singular moving mass through the streets.
Definitely including the guards in this as well, like all the people that are walking surrounding us.
Sure. Yeah, the guards are not acting out of fear. The guards have a very kind of like neutral demeanor to them. They don't even seem particularly aggressive towards you. Yeah, they're not even that hostile. They're not like, they don't have hands on their weapons. They're not staring you down. They're just, it seems like this is kind of like what their job is today, is to escort you all. Maybe they were hired. Maybe this is like out of a sense of duty. But no, the town doesn't have like, it doesn't have a dark cloud over it. Everyone seems to be, for the most part, going about their business. Some people might be having a bad day, but it's not like the entire town is.
Dope.
Yeah.
For the record, Wynni is absolutely treating this like the most interesting tour ever. She doesn't get a lot of tours. Like, she doesn't get to be a tourist often, so this is just like the best. And she'll definitely interject with like, oh my gosh, that is such a well rebuilt building, and oh my gosh, that tavern sounds so good, etc. ad nauseum.
Is there a particular building that Wynni has her eye out for?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, you all make it through the town to the fortress mansion at the top. It is weathered stone for sure. It's an island. There's a lot of wind. There's a lot of salt water and even salt in the air that has worn these stones down. But it is a hefty structure. There are cannons built into this as well, and you realize that the back of the island, almost like where the wall ends, is almost a sheer cliffside. That this is almost triangular in nature, that it is protected on one side by this sheer cliff face, and kind of the fortress itself overlooks the ocean beyond, and then the rest of the island just sweeps downwards with the city built into it and the bay beneath. So this is actually a haven, you come to realize, for a very good reason. It is well defended, naturally as well as artificially. And Ogden ushers you all inside, and you see a well-decorated interior. Lush carpets and tapestries and paintings and just an abundance of wealth. The kind of ostentatious pirate wealth. There is like fruit in bowls and there we go. And just like all of the bowls are gold and paintings of people that nobody even remembers anymore, but they're just fancy, so they're there. And he takes you into a meeting, plush leather and wooden chairs, and gestures for you all to sit down. He sits down at the largest one at the head of the table. And you realize it's kind of built larger because it has to accommodate for his shell. He sits there and kind of just thumps down and presses his claws together and just kind of gestures for some drinks to be brought to you. Well then, business, is it? What business does Eula Saltsmile have with Ogden Ironsback?
You have something she wants. What other reason would I be here?
New? I have many things Eula wants. That's always been the case. She is, and I mean this with all sincerity, a very jealous bitch.
I won't
You will
comment
not
on
talk
tell
that.
her I
about the
said
Queen
that.
Mother in this way.
Okay, well, just moving on. It's just like,
There's one thing.
It's one particular thing, and we're not here to just like take it. We're here to ask about it. We're being all nice.
You're not here to take it. You're just here to
Trade.
take it.
Well, like trade for
Trade.
it. Or see,
I can respect trade. What do you? I suppose I should ask first. What is it that you want?
it's like a third of an astrolabe.
Everybody go ahead and roll insight.
Natural 20 for a 26.
Oh, good.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages.
Yeah, Wynni has a 4.
19.
But I'm leaving her with it because it makes sense.
19.
Perception +9. Okay. Anybody who rolled above a 14, you would see his expression changes at this, especially at the word astrolabe. Wynni, you would not see this. And just for the briefest of moments, you all see this before his smile resumes. What about it?
Let's see.
You just need navigationer's tools? I have plenty of navigational tools. You need an astrolabe. I didn't think you was in that much of a need.
I take it you know what we're talking about. I take it you're a smart person.
DM, how big is this room?
So the table itself is probably about 15 feet. This room is probably about 30 by 20 with like a 15-foot high ceiling. Sure.
He's gonna say approximately. I think we need to be honest here. And under his breath, he is going to say, Warheim Zone. And he's going to cast Zone of Truth.
Tried and true spell. All right. What is the DC?
DC 15 Charisma. Hopefully.
Okay. If you would be interested in lying, you may roll a DC 15 Charisma. You can choose to fail, and Proximus will know who succeeds and who fails.
Wynni will fail it.
Yeah, I'll
Uh,
choose to fail that.
Scarlett will succeed with a 22.
Ooh.
I am going to use one of my advantages, Eva, for a 19. Honesty is the best policy. That's fine. I see you've been drinking the salt water.
Why does everybody say this? I always drink the water. It's where I live.
I like the
Why
red
do-
fruity stuff.
Forgive him, he's new.
When you realize that when you say this, they were just about to set down a drink for you, and the server actually like turns away. The rest of you are presented with like a flute of sparkling alcohol of some sort. There was no champagne region here, so it's sparkling wine. All right, fine. Yes, I know the piece that you're talking about. Fine. I am, if nothing, a businessman. What are you willing to give me for it?
What do you want for it?
Oh, there's so many things. It probably wasn't fair of me to call... Well, actually, no, it was totally fair of me to call Eula a jealous bitch. But I myself am an equally jealous bitch. And she has something of mine that I lost some years ago. You actually arrived on it.
Unfortunately, that's no longer Eula's.
The innocence no longer belongs to Eula?
No.
It flies her flag, Missy. Whose does it belong to?
The ship belongs to me now.
Scarlett, I am more than aware of you and your reputation, and I know you, as a little lapdog, belong to Eula, ipso facto. And to your point, if you want the astrolabe, give me the ship. It belongs to you then. Are you a big, strong captain?
You don't have to be a captain to own a ship.
You certainly don't. By the way, is Callisto still at the helm?
Of course.
Of course she is. She's not going to come ashore, is she? See an old friend?
No.
No, she can't do that anymore, can she?
No, she can't.
That's what happens when you get too close to Eula Salt Smile. And he's actually going to look over to Proximus at this point.
Leave the champion out of this.
Is there something you would like to say to me?
Just that I'm sorry. You have my deepest, no pun intended, condolences. Anyway, those are my terms. The innocence for the piece of the astrolabe. I will let you think about it.
There's nothing else you want? Just the ship? You have plenty of ships. Why is the innocence important?
Because it was mine. Anyway, if you have a better offer, you may present it. Otherwise, our business has been concluded for today. Make use of one of my many taverns. If you would like to conclude this business in an advantageous way to both of us, you know where to find me.
Of course. And we have nothing to worry about your townsfolk. We're safe to roam about.
I don't own these people, Scarlett. This isn't the Fen. These are free people. Shacklebreak was named because we are not bound by the laws of kings or empires or the quote-unquote civilized rules of men.
Vibe check on all that.
Go for it.
Well, if it's a vibe check.
I'll take part
This is
of that.
D&D 6th edition. Vibe check.
25.
At
So,
least
like-
to him, he believes he's being very honest.
So he is not giving off any feeling that he is going to cause us trouble on this island.
No, I mean, I will say that himself, the guards, they're all armed. They're lining the walls. Nobody's reaching for weapons. This is kind of like his home. If he wanted to take you all out, this is where he would make a move. But you kind of more get the idea that he's what he says he is. He's a businessman. He has said what he wanted, and killing you all does not get him any closer to that. I will say, with a roll that high, you can pick up that he is not being totally honest about something, but not your safety. He is being honest about your safety. But he is definitely hiding something.
Elios will speak up, which is not his character. Before we discuss your offer, can we see it? You've seen the ship, so you know we have that. Let's see the third piece of the astrolabe.
I keep that quite locked away.
We have all the time in the world if you want to go get it.
We'll stay here.
You won't. You have my terms. Please leave my home unless you would like to agree now.
I think I need to talk to Callisto first. She is the captain, after all.
As I said, enjoy my city, enjoy my taverns. I will make it known that any tabs that you might accrue are on me. You are my guests.
After all.
Too kind.
Lovely meeting each and every one of you. Get the fuck out of my house.
Oh, I was
Gladly.
about to say it was really nice meeting you, but okay, we'll see you tomorrow or something, I guess. Shall we?
I just grab a piece of fruit and take it with me. I'm still hungry.
Are you going for any particular piece of fruit, or... This is what I'm worried about. I'm worried that Proximus has never seen fruit before, and I'm worried that Proximus is actually grabbing fruit.
It's like a bell pepper.
Yeah.
But those are good.
Oh, no, they're good.
But this,
I'll
or is it
eat
like
those
potpourri and
raw,
Proximus just like
I
grabs
don't
an
care.
acorn? It's just like, this is delicious.
I just grab the closest piece of edible thing that I think might be there.
I'm glad you said edible.
Roll on the
Yeah.
fruit table.
That's important.
It's
Like a banana, and he
Grab-
takes an aggressive bite of it without peeling it. Just
right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's canon.
Just all that crunch. Yeah, Proximus, go ahead and roll a general luck roll. It's just a D20.
I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Well, I just want to know what it was.
It was a 6, but I'll
Okay,
take
yeah.
a 19.
Okay. Yeah. At first, you go to grab at something, and you realize that it is like a full pineapple, and like your hands kind of like you're just for a second you're like, that's nope, and you instead grab for like a bunch of grapes, and you get just like a bunch of grapes. You now have grapes.
Excellent. He's very secure. Like this is gonna get him. Like
This'll do it.
yeah,
Take it to him.
asshole.
Okay, so you all are leaving Ogden's residence. Okay. Are
Yeah,
you
it's like
making your way anywhere in particular?
We can ask around for the best tavern, the favorite of the town.
Sure. Hey Eva, you want to name a tavern? Chat, do you want to name a tavern?
so mad all the time. The treehouse. You're welcome.
Do they know what?
No.
Do they know what a treehouse is?
They have trees.
Do they have houses?
That's copyrighted, Allie.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not having Disney come after us for that. Nope.
The mouse.
Okay, the treehouse. It is aptly named because there is a large, very old, very still living tree that the building has actually been built around. So the tree is actually kind of coming up and through the roof. And as you walk in, there are a number of brightly colored birds that are kind of resting within the branches. And there is like squawking and song and even some mimicry from some of these parrots. And the tavern is somewhat lively. Yeah, so you can all take a place at a bar or you can take a seat. A server comes over. Hello, you are all with the Innocents?
That's correct.
Yes, we've been made aware of. The redhead with the octopus tattoo, the strange fellow in the mask, the one with the goggles and antlers, that's unique. How did the goggles get around? I don't care. And yes, the large blue fellow. What can
I take a bite of all of the grapes with the stems in them because that was a great idea.
Harder than him, he's new.
Are they green grapes or red grapes?
We'll say they're red grapes.
I feel like it would be all on his face, so it's just red all over his face. Just
I will bring some towels. And he turns around and walks away, leaving you all.
He doesn't have it.
What do you mean?
Do you know for sure he has it?
A little more context here, Ilios, really.
is this really the conversation
we're
you
here
want to have
for.
here?
I'm not going to say it out loud because we're in public, but the whole reason we're here.
I don't know.
What did Eula say exactly? I didn't read
Like-
over your shoulder this time, so. I never read over your shoulder. I'm just saying this time I also didn't.
Like, is it beyond a shadow of a doubt that he has it? Or
Eula told me this is where I could find it. That's all I know. I take out the tome and I open it and just show them the message.
She has really nice handwriting.
I'm doing as I'm told.
no, yeah, I know.
As we all are.
I don't think he has it.
What makes you think that, Elios?
Why couldn't he just show it? I mean, he's kind of an asshole, so I guess, that's part of it.
A little bit.
This is true. I really want to fight him.
Yeah, I'd really like to punch him several times.
I am going to try this next time, this punch.
I'll show you. Yeah, it's more about your legs and the hips than it is the arm. You don't.
I feel like this is weak for me. I don't.
This,
but
yeah, just
I will
this.
try
But
it.
if you,
Boys.
I'll show you. I'll show
okay.
you.
Okay.
It's not important.
Maybe not on Ogden. Might be nice to come back here sometime, and maybe we'll need to or something. As it stands, whether he has it or not, he knows what it is.
Yeah.
And
That I have no doubt about.
So unless we've got another idea, he's still our best lead. Preferably without the punching. I feel like maybe there's a couple plans before the punching.
I tried to talk to him. I used my magic. to get him to talk. He did not. This is not going to work.
Unfortunately, some of us are just not into divine magic.
Proximus rolls his eyes. Yes, I know.
Wynni, it is at this point that you feel two hands on your shoulders.
Oh, I don't like that. No.
And then two other hands grab the back of your chair and they spin it around. And you are face to face with a Sahuagin. Large, four-armed. And he stares right at you, tooth-filled mouth, face to face. You have a lot of nerve showing your face around here, little lady.
I'm on my feet.
You?
Yes. I immediately.
A lot of nerve. Like, I could have kicked you. I was so ready to kick you.
I missed you, Wynni.
I grab his arm.
For a big four-armed hug.
Wynni is
And then
gonna...
I back up.
Yeah. No, it's okay. We're friends. And
Are you
like
sure?
is very clearly hugging back. So like,
Wynni, everyone's your friend to you.
I know, but like, better friends. Don't feel threatened, Scarlett. I can have multiple really good friends.
Oh, I'm glad.
Okay, yeah. See, I just wanted to reassure you real quick there.
That is sarcasm. I get that one now. I do see that.
I'm glad you're picking it up.
I am learning.
You all see a large four-armed Sahuagin, fins coming off the side of his head, this kind of wide, almost anglerfish-like mouth full of sharp teeth, these dark eyes. And he's smiling broadly as he's like all four arms just holding Wynni very tightly. And he lets her go, and all four arms extend outwards. Well, I guess three of them do. And he goes to shake Vilkas. It's nice to meet all of you friends of Wynni. She said everyone's a friend of Wynni.
It's true.
Everyone's a friend of Wynni.
No, but like, y'all actually are. And this is my very good friend, Vilkas. We're business associates is how we started, I think, sort of.
Something like that.
Sort of. It's fine.
Competitors at first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also am in the profession of item acquisition from sunken cities.
That.
Wynni and I used to try to beat each other to certain finds until we met a certain dragon turtle. Things got a little hairy. We ended up working together. It's a respect thing now.
Yeah. And it's funny because dragon turtles don't have hair. But, yeah, otherwise that's mostly true.
He goes to pull up a chair and kind of sits down with the rest of you. Wynni, who are you working for these days?
Oh. You, more like working with.
No one works
nobody
with
works
Eula, Wynni.
She said it.
Okay.
I
but,
should
like,
know.
You didn't make a deal, did you, Wynni?
I don't think so. Like, I just kind of, trade stuff for stuff. The usual.
Wynni's on a special contract.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I was just passing through town. Weird to run into somebody like you here. Or did you swim in, sail in?
We sailed. We're on the Innocence. I don't know if you saw her out in the harbor.
I
but
did. It's kind of the talk of the town.
it's fine as far as ships go. Like, I'd really like to get on some of those dwarven boats one of these days. But it's okay. It had a were
the
shark.
things I've heard about it. You, okay. Huh.
Wynni, you don't just tell people that.
Well, he's not there anymore. I didn't tell him we killed him.
Wynni.
Wynni, the antlers are new.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
they'll
Have you been sampling your own supply again?
yeah. But they're kind of nice. I kind of forget they're there. They make it a little hard to sleep, but it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
you've been on Shacklebreak for a while? You frequent here a lot?
I do. It's a good place for those of us who aren't on contract to stretch our legs, fence our goods. New here? First time? First time?
First time.
Yes.
I'm not usually allowed here.
That's fair, from what I've heard.
What have you heard?
Well, I mean, everybody knows about Eula Salt Smile. She keeps her own fleet, as it were.
Sure.
Okay, I have to ask. You're on the Innocents. Is it haunted? Everyone says it's haunted.
Oh, yeah.
Is the entire crew skeletons? I have to know.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I didn't know it was haunted. Scarlett,
It's not
you didn't say it
haunted.
was haunted.
So haunted.
I haven't
I
seen
mean, you
any
know what they say about it,
skeletons.
right? You've heard the rumors. Scarlett, well, I mean, you obviously know. When do you remember hearing about the Innocents? It sank, what, 30 years ago? Everyone on board? Ring any bells?
That's where the ghosts come from.
Oh, that
Right.
would make sense.
And now it's back up and sailing.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. It doesn't have enough barnacles really to be like something. On the other hand, no, I haven't seen any ghosts. And not one skeleton. So they did a really good job of cleaning it if they did. Sink it.
All right, then. Well, what brings you all aboard? Or, ship talk. What brings you all to land?
We're looking for trade. We'll call it.
Mhm. With Ogden?
Anyone who's willing to trade, really.
Mm.
Is there, how full is this tavern?
I mean, it's not like packed to the gills. Again, no pun intended.
Intend your puns, Eric.
Nintendo's.
I can't help it. There's people coming and going, but there's nobody necessarily like super nearby.
Wynni would like to quietly show him the astrolabe.
Careful, Wynni.
I'm gonna be so careful, Scarlett. I promise.
He pulls out like a little jeweler's monocle.
Loop.
Oh. Huh. This is fine craftsmanship. Very old. I don't know what kind of metal this is. Wynni, where'd you find this?
Around.
Part of it.
Mhm.
I met him in notes. Elmira, right? Elmira?
Elmira? Yeah.
Elmira. Mostly. But you can see it's not complete, right?
It's missing a piece.
So that's sort of what we're looking for.
Sorry, dog's losing their mind. And you think Ogden. One second. You think
He heard
Ogden
that.
has this piece? I swear to dog.
That's what I was told. I was informed by Yola that we could find it here.
Sorry, losing their mind. Somebody's ringing my doorbell. I hope that this. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. Apparently, there's somebody at my door. I apologize.
Wynni is going to unmute herself, and she is going to probably stash the astrolabe again and get the sugariest drink that the treehouse can provide. I don't know about the rest of it.
So we don't know why this is so important.
I mean, I know why it's important to me. My dead mentor said that it was important. So, like...
Did they say why?
Do you know anything else about it?
I mean, it was sort of her life's work, and she's sort of a ghost, so...
But she didn't make it.
No. She found it older than everything, maybe even the gods. Yeah. So, it seems sort of like a big deal. Even knowing what metal it would be of interest to me. But it's...
Do I believe you?
I hope so. I'm telling the truth.
If there's anyone who's ever going to tell the truth, it's going to be
Elios.
Yeah.
Elios literally said that out loud.
I'm done. Yeah, that was in character. Yeah.
That was
Do I believe you?
all in character. But you know Winnie's deceit is not high.
Yeah.
You can trust her. Don't trust me, though.
I don't.
Good.
I
You're
apologize
not completely
about
stupid.
that. Yeah, Vilkas
Oh.
takes a look at it. So, yeah, you're missing a piece of the astrolabe. You think Ogden has it? I can ask around.
Don't.
Yeah, it might not.
I grab his hand and Vilkas, this stays with you. The only reason why we're having this conversation is because Wynni trusts you. If you say anything, this will not be good. And I'd like to intimidate the shit out of him.
I wouldn't even tell him even if Wynni trusted him. Wynni trusts everyone.
I mean, true.
Some more than
I
others.
wouldn't have either.
Cool.
Wynni, you trust me. That's not a very good show of character.
Yeah, that's
But you're my friend.
Yeah.
sure she is.
Usually.
So what was your intimidation roll?
21.
Okay. Thoroughly intimidated. All right. Fine. I will do my own, without saying anything, type of investigation.
Look around
Ogden
and
is-
report back to us.
No.
Only
Oh,
us.
Only,
Report back to me.
I mean, I'm
only
sitting
you.
right here.
Though, if you have anything else to trade, I do a lot of trading, particularly in
trade?
secrets.
Uh-huh.
Eula keeps me around close for a reason.
Well, let me think if there's anything that I could potentially trade. Let me see what I can find out about the missing piece. You all... It'll take me the night at least. If you want to go back to the Innocents, I can find you there. It's easy enough swim for me. If you want to find rooms here, I'll find you
Right.
there.
Would feel safer on the Innocents.
Easy enough.
Dawn break tomorrow?
Dawn tomorrow.
It was really nice seeing you.
It was nice seeing you too, Wynni. You have interesting friends, as always.
I just look at Vilkas and eat the rest of the grapes real aggressively.
I'm glad someone else eats grapes like that. I thought it was just me.
Proximus, you
Stems
have a
are
lot
good,
to
right?
learn.
All right. So, is there anything else any of you wanted to do on the island before you head back to the Innocents?
Nah.
Okay.
Take her drink to go.
You take a walk me down.
A little umbrella in it.
Is it one of those like really long like yardstick?
Those ones really tall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
has a
Blue
necklace. You can
14
wear it.
different fruits on skewers in the top of it.
Yeah. But it's
Yes,
like
yes,
just fruit,
yes,
no
yes,
alcohol.
yes.
Just sugar and yeah.
Yeah, no salt, just sugar on top.
Yeah.
Big sprinkles.
You all get back to the Innocents. The longboat takes you back. And I guess this is something Scarlett did. Well, you never told Callisto why you were going to the island. She just obeyed your commands. So Connery is just there, waiting for you. It's actually odd. His stance has changed. He no longer has his arms crossed over his chest, like he's perturbed. His hands are behind his back, almost in a sign of respect.
Honorary.
Was your visit to the island successful?
No. I need to talk to
Productive
you.
enough.
I need to talk to
Well,
you and
then-
Callisto now.
Are you gonna tell
Any
me
gestures
you have
for
a
you
friend
to-
visiting?
At dawn.
We'll keep an eye out for him then. Is it just you, Scarlett, or are the rest of you coming?
They can come if they want.
I have
And he
nothing
begins to
say.
walk up towards the helm.
Scarlett will follow.
I'll go with him.
Wynni will go down into a different part of the hold. No, she'll go up and see the Tressons, actually. Just kidding.
Okay.
With her little, she's gonna use her little, light between her
Angler light.
her angular light. Yeah. While she's not
Okay. So you were
Even
using
though she
your
has dark
one-
vision.
Even though she has dark vision.
You have fully
Called
illuminated
fashion
some
Proximus. Look it
flittins.
up.
Okay.
It's like a built-in cat toy. It's fine.
Oh yeah,
They're just
yeah.
like batting at it. You're kind of swarming around it like
She just
moths.
looks- just
Oh my gosh.
constantly just
Just flitting moths just all around. Yeah.
That's going in the notes, by the way.
Die happy.
Proximus, are you going with Scarlett and Elios?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
Okay. So we'll get to Callisto. And Connery's there as well. Nobody says anything. They're just kind of waiting for you.
We met with Ogden on shore. He misses you.
You see her gaze actually drops just a little bit, but then just flashes right back to stare at you.
We're here because there's something we need on the island. Ogden wants to trade this ship for it. I don't particularly want to do that, but I want to get your
Can't
input.
do that.
I'm aware. I am very aware of that. He is not, though. I told him this was my ship. I was just
So what are you
looking.
going to do then?
I was looking for suggestions. You know him better than I do.
I know he keeps all of his things in the vault, all the things that are most precious to him. It's deep within the hill of the island.
Can I get to it?
Many have tried.
Do you know the way?
No. I know an access point is in his mansion. I never saw it. I believe he's the only one that has a key.
The thing in the chest that we needed. It was 1/3 of a part of an astrolabe. You know anything about that?
There are tales of certain items made by those who came before. Items that can lead to great power. There's a tale of an astrolabe, something that could recover something of power. Something from the stars itself. It's always just been a legend.
I don't think it's a legend. I think we have 2/3 of it. Just missing the one piece. If I get this third, it will go into Eula's hands.
As all things do.
Unfortunately.
We will stay docked until you say to set sail again.
Of course. You know where to find me? We have an
You know where
informant.
to find me.
We have an informant docking at dawn. A friend of Wynni's. Let them aboard. Show them to me. Until then, I'll leave you be.
She nods and kind of looks directly into Proximus's eyes when she says, "Good night. Pleasant dreams."
Captain.
Scarlett will bow her head and head off to her room.
Okay.
I won't break staring at her as I just walk off.
Okay. So night comes. Anything anyone would like to do?
I'm gonna find Wynni. Is she in the hold still?
Well, she is up with the Tressums.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's right.
directly after that conversation, she'd be up with the Tressums for about an hour or so, and then she'd probably be down in the hold.
Yeah, just follow the light. As Wynni goes below deck, all of the other sailors who are like sleeping on the lower deck are like, "Come on!"
He brings her a plate of food from the galley, and Wynni, I just wanted to drop this off. I have noticed that you have not been going downstairs to eat as often, and you had quite a fight the other day.
I did. I don't know. I just get distracted. You know, there's a lot going on, and like, it seems like a bigger deal than just finding a chest. You know, like there's things out there, and there's people out there, and there's bigger things out there. But thank you for this. How are you enjoying land? Not that we're on land, but you know.
The food is very good, but everything else is still confusing to me. You took pity on that monster, and I feel like if they hurt you, then why would you do this? My people do not do this. You wanted me to stop. I heard you.
Oh, the Jeffrey?
Yes, the shark.
Well, he was a person shark, right? I mean, he had a name. Do you still have a name when you're dead?
I believe not, but it doesn't really matter.
The
It
shark
just
formerly
seems
known
like
as Jeffrey. The I'm not sorry. I don't know. He didn't really have a chance, you know. I guess I sort of feel that if I was in that position, I would like to have a chance maybe. He did sort of waste it. I'm not gonna lie. He did sort of biff that one up a little bit. But
my people only have one thing. It's you have allies and you have enemies. And it seems like there is a blurred version here on the surface. And I'm not quite sure that I understand it. And I am sorry if I upset you.
no.
I just noticed that he hurt you, and I will not allow that to be. I hope you understand.
That's awfully nice of you. You're a really good friend, Proximus.
Well, I try.
But it is funny on the surface. Because I would think that if you had friends and you had enemies, your friends would always be good and your enemies would always be bad. But sometimes your enemies can be useful. Like, so many people don't like, okay, don't be mad at me for this, but so many people don't like Eula, right? But she can
This
be
is
really
what I'm
useful,
hearing, yes.
really nice. Sometimes, I guess. Or like, sometimes maybe you have a friend who isn't always friendly. But that doesn't make them a bad person. Right?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
I will try to keep this in mind next time.
I hope you enjoyed your fruit earlier. I'm gonna say that maybe not everyone eats the like they just eat the ball part of the grapes.
I did understand that it tasted weird and was very tough and
doesn't
chewy.
have a good mouthfeel.
I'm
I
not
don't.
really. I don't actually like those things. I just wanted to prove a point.
Spite eating. I understand.
Yeah. I am. I had to go down to the galley to eat because that food was still left in my mouth, and I do not like it. But I just wanted to bring you some because, like you said, we are friends now.
Hey, wait. You
Yes.
said we're friends, but this is a plate from the gal. Is Honey gonna be mad at me?
Don't tell Honey anything.
She's
I
super
made sure
important,
she
and
turned
I
her.
don't want to make her mad.
She turned around and I just left with it. I hope she doesn't see this because she is very important. Yes.
You know what? I have a really good idea. She's going to dig around in her bag until she comes out with some of her like artificer kit, and she's going to like fashion this little creature. It kind of looks like a were shark, but like friendly, like it's smiling. And she's gonna take a gem and like shove it into the chest area and animate it using the homunculus servant spell. And she's yeah, like I'll just return the plate with this and no one will ever know where it came from.
I think that is a great idea. Thank you, Wynni.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
You have made a were-shark homunculus?
You say that with a question mark? but I did it.
I
With,
am
a full
remembering the street shark toys I had as a children, and I'm realizing that it is probably exactly that. It's probably the one with like the rollerblades on it, like the tiger shark.
stop. Yeah. And like
Yeah.
those like ripped like
Jawsome.
sailor trousers with like the rope belt. even
Okay,
though
so
that's
probably
absolutely
closer
not
than
what
to
he
the
was
whale
wearing.
shark one. It was probably closer to Slamu. Is that what we're saying?
Slamu, yes.
That was his name. Hey, y'all, the 90s were wild.
Yeah, can confirm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think that's just infusing something, so I'm good to go.
that was great. Oh. Thank you again, Wynni. I am learning so many things about the surface. I just do not want to upset you. That is all.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And I don't want to upset you either. Sometimes I say things that are a little weird or funny, but I try not to, mess up.
I think that is all of us now. I have no idea what I am supposed to be doing here. I don't fit in, and I don't know my role here. I don't know my job. It is okay.
We kind of all don't, right? I mean, Scarlett kind of does. She's kind of like calling the shots, as it were. Which I can say because we do have firearms, I think. I think right now we're just all on this quest together, supporting each other. Doesn't even have to be like one specific purpose, right? Your purpose could even be
No.
just like adjusting to the surface world.
I wish that was the case, Wynni. I'm gonna go now, though.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Sweet
Good night.
dreams.
Yes, you too.
Anything else for the evening?
Just having the street Slamu return the dishes, and then she's gonna trans.
It takes a while. What is the movement speed on your homunculus servant? Hold on, I can look it up.
Good, because I absolutely like close.
Actually, it has a... God damn it. It has a movement speed of 20, but it can fly.
A drone? We can
Fly
have drones.
speed of 30. You have a flying mechanical wereshark.
Nice.
I do. Oh, I love him.
Does it have a little jetpack built into it or something?
He's just speed skating through the air.
All right. If nobody has anything else, Dawn arrives. Yes.
I'd like to go find Scarlett.
You know where to find her.
I knock on the door and peek my head in. Scarlett, can I talk to you?
Yes.
I suppose I am already talking, but I think that this is the way that the surface people do these things? ? I do not know.
You'll learn.
And I just step in.
Come right then.
Thank you. I have questions. I do not belong here, and I don't fit in, as you can tell.
It takes a while. Honestly.
Honestly, I do not know what the Queen Mother has to do with me. I came here because my people tell me, and then the one person that can tell me my job is dead. And the only person that might know him is you.
They certainly did. Your job is to do as Yola says. That is all of our jobs, really. You are her champion, her sword, her triton. You're
So
whatever
what
she wants
does
you to
that
be.
make you?
Me?
Yes, you.
I do the things that no one else wants to.
It seems like we are all doing the things that we do not want to.
There
Here.
are certain things that only you will trust me to do.
Is this because of the surface day?
No. See, the surface day is when you breach the surface for the first time.
So I have a surface day then also?
You do. You share it with me. Aren't you lucky? But to answer your question, we're here because Eula wants us to be here. That's it.
You see as the smoke starts to cloud his golden irises. And you see like the gem on his forehead that's usually golden, smoke starts to protrude from it and billow out.
What secrets are you hiding?
Do not play coy with me, Warlock.
Oh, you do have secrets. Great.
I know my role as the Royal Arbiter. And though we get our powers from the same thing, we are not the same.
Oh no.
You are not Eula. And as that happens, you see his eyes. The smoke rolls back, and it's just milky white. His eyes and his gem are now turned white.
You've got secrets.
Yes. And as much as I know, secrets to you are a transaction, correct?
They are.
One for one.
What do
I
you
don't
want to
need mine
trade?
now. I don't need mine now.
Oh,
I'll
you
be
sure?
back. Oh, yes.
Because I know who killed your mentor. Don't try to flip on me. Because I will flip back faster. Harder. I am her right-hand person for a reason.
If you are the right hand, clearly I will be the left.
Until she tires of you.
Or everyone else tires of you.
That won't happen.
We shall see.
Get out of my room.
Gladly. Goodbye, Warlock.
Kratom.
Okay, well, fuck me, I guess. God, how do I top that? Oh, I know how. Yes, there is a black spot. Let's go ahead and resolve that. Dawn comes, and as instructed, you see Vilkas just webbed hands, all four of them gripping the side. Scarlett, I kind of assume that you told him to meet at dawn. Were you there waiting?
Yes.
Wynni would be.
Always up at dawn, so yeah.
Yeah, you guys are up doing your workouts.
Yeah, we're doing calisthenics.
Jumping jacks.
Vilkas pulls himself aboard, just, dripping with the salt. He swam here, didn't take a boat because he's a Sahuagin. He is clearly in distress, breathing heavily as you watch as his lungs are adjusting to breathing air instead of water. And he turns. I got your answer, Scarlett.
Yeah?
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He was lying.
What did I say?
But he doesn't know he doesn't have it.
Oh. Do tell.
It was taken from him. And I know where it is.
You have just
He has
become
two.
my favorite person.
Careful there,
We'll,
bud.
we'll see how long that lasts. And you look behind him as you see over a dozen longboats are coming from the shore towards the Innocents. He knows, and you actually watch as Vilkas turns around to look at the longships, and there are at least 3 knives that you can see, as well as several other cuts all along his back. And he is bleeding out.
Get the surgeon.
And he kind of collapses.
Let me see here. As an action, I'm going to spend a key point, touch him, and restore hit points.
Okay.
1d6 plus 3 hit points.
As he's doing that, I want a healing word.
So 5 hit points.
Okay. And healing word?
Is 4 because I'm not very good at it, but I got spirit.
Yes, you do. You got spirit.
How about you?
Oh.
There we go.
And Proximus says, I do too. And he lays his hand on him and heals 20 hit points. Lay on hands.
That's great.
Proximus in with the points.
And I'd like to
Gosh, I didn't want to do that.
let's get him away from the edge.
Let's
Get him below
the
decks. We need to
fuck out of
go.
here.
Yeah, we can do both.
Scarlett will run to Callisto, and on her way, she's just telling everyone to get the fuck ready to get out.
I'm going in the opposite direction, yelling at all those people.
Okay.
Get ready, let's go. We're rolling.
Scarlett, you get to Callisto. She has also seen the ships, and the anchor is already raising. And she turns to you and she says, "It's your ship. You know what it does."
Do I know what it does?
You would. Scarlett, if you would like, you can use Ship of Bound Souls.
Absolutely.
The rest of you would watch as the Innocence has raised anchor as it is starting to turn out of the harbor. The sails themselves catch a wind, but the sound that emits from them is not of this plane. It is the screaming of banshees and tortured souls and those who have been bound to the timbers and the iron nails and the very essence of this ship itself, raised from the depths once. And from this ship exudes this scream. Scarlett, if you would like to roll 4d6.
Oh, I don't even have 4 out. Oh, shit. $13.
I already rolled the saving throw for these individuals. These are all just bandits. They rolled a net 1 on their saving throw. And you watch as these longships full of armed men ready to assail your ship. Just everyone inside the ships just collapses from psychic damage. And over a dozen ships, over 100 men, several go into the water. Ships just begin to drift. The Innocence makes its way out of the harbor, an unnatural wind catching its sails. The cannons from the turrets fire at it, but they miss. And you've made it out to sea. Vilkas, stabilized by all of you. We'll say he's in the infirmary. He waits for all of you to kind of gather. The item, the piece you're looking for, it was taken from his hold. He doesn't know it's gone. Ogden doesn't know it's missing. It's a tiny piece. He has so much wealth in that vault. He would never know.
Do you know who took it?
I do. And I know where it is. And I know how we can get it back. What do you know of the Northlands? What do you know of Bleak Watch Prison? And with that, we are going to end our session. Boy, what a cliffhanger, because, hey, folks, we're not going to be back for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
May 1st.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God. That was so great.
Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us for another wonderful session of Horizons Call. It has been my amazing honor to DM for these people for another Saturday in a row. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and tell you about where you can find more of them. So we begin, as always, with the effervescent Than. Tell us about your lovely self.
Yo, hey, what's up? I'm Than. You can find me everywhere on the internet as at Than Rand. Mostly on Twitter, on my own Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ThanRand. Schedule's going to get a bit wonky because I start a new job on Monday.
Yay.
But yeah, otherwise you can find me here with these lovely people every Saturday, but except for the next 2.
Congrats on the job, Than, and thank you. Mikyl, tell us about your lovely self.
Hi, I'm Mikyl Sandoval. I'm at Mikyl Sandoval on Instagram and Twitter. This is all I do, and I love it so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Mikyl. And as always, a special thank you to Mikyl for doing the character art for this game. He's an amazing artist. I'm going to ask you all to help me. I'm not going to say bully. I'm going to say peer pressure him into doing more art.
Inspire.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Heavily encourage, aggressively encourage.
Long arm. Threaten. No, he's an amazing artist.
Imply that it better happen.
Thank you, everyone, because you guys are always so kind. I appreciate it.
We very much appreciate the art that you made. And yeah, if you enjoy his art, definitely check out his Twitter. Kaila, tell us about your lovely self.
Hey, I'm Kaila. You can find me on Twitter at KMC_. You can also find me on Twitch at KMC, where I paint art models and D&D miniatures. You can also find me on Craftic Studios, where I play a half-elf shady-ass paladin. And I think that's it. Miscellaneous other places. I'm lots of faces in lots of places.
Wow, I like that. It's a good slogan.
I like that.
Yeah.
Trademark.
Lovely faces every single
Cut
time.
the t-shirt.
Thank you, Kaila. Eva, without you, we would not be here. Thank you so much for this amazing channel and for the amazing things that you do for all of us. Tell us about where we can find more of your lovely self.
Well, tomorrow morning here at 8 a.m. Pacific. I do this to myself. I will be joined with some of the lovely people in chat for a Waterdeep Kitten heist/rescue. If you're not entirely sure how that will work, come find out. It is a one-shot. I will be on Smutty Saturday next Saturday, I believe. 9 p.m. Pacific, I recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings themed
Mm-hmm.
Use your imagination to see where that goes.
Oh, can't wait.
More one shots coming up. Next Saturday also is the return of City Shadows at 8 a.m. Pacific. Yep, it's just a good time. Okay, it's a good time frame. And I think that's it for me.
Thank you, Eva.
Oh, Sorry, I'll be on Graham's channel
go ahead.
for Sunken and Mothership this month too.
Yes.
So
What?
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be in those.
Yeah.
I got you.
Derek's got the info.
Sure do. Oh, at least for Mothership, because that's coming up. As a reminder, we will not be here for Horizon's Call next week or the week after. We're taking a little break, so some of us can have some massive life changes, which
West
we
Coast
celebrate and encourage. Yes. Kayla's going to move across the country. Best of luck to her. But yes, hi everybody. I'm Derek Sword. I have had the great honor of being the DM for these lovely people for another session. If you want to find any more of me, the best place is Twitter. You can find most of my projects there at dsword16. Some of my projects include the following. I am on Graham Cracker's channel for a number of things, including Friday. I am in Gold China Investigation Agency. It's every Friday at 8 p.m. where I play a bugbear. Every other Tuesday, I am on Graham Cracker's channel for Shards of Anarion, where I play a gnoll. I apparently like monsters, if you couldn't tell. But that makes sense because I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush, where my co-host Heavenly and I talk about the history of different cryptids and creatures and whether they'd be good to smooch or would make a good romantic partner. Check it out wherever podcasts are found. And yes, I will also be part of the Lord of the Rings Smutty Saturday on Lady Dame's channel next Saturday at midnight my time, midnight Eastern. And yes, for Graham Cracker's channel, he's doing Indie TTRPG month. So next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern is Mothership. Sunken is Friday the 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. So yeah, thank you all. You all have been incredible. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your donations and your subs and all that kind of stuff. You're all incredible people. And it is so lovely to have people enjoy what we create here. I guess until we next meet in 3 weeks, fair winds and following seas, brave mariners.
Stick around. We're going to raid our dear sweet friend Ryan Not Lion, who I believe is raising money for St. Jude and is playing an RPG adjacent Diablo 2. So we'll see you over there. Have great nights, everyone. Much love and take care of yourselves.